Will same happen at Bojawe today? Would the people who have come to commiserate with the king, would they be given food? Would they be given drinks? And if so, what drinks would they be giving?
Unfortunately, no. I haven't seen this before. But you rather will have to pay the homage to the king.
But I asked that question
with
again.
Drinks.
Indulge me. I asked that question because, if you look, and of course, if you join us on Facebook, we've had the Queen Mothers present water to the king. They've presented various drinks, some even foreign drinks to the king, saying about their mom. So which to my mind is like, if Otumfuo is receiving those things, is it to suggest that people who will be coming to mourn with him, commemorate with him, they are the ones that the water and of course the drinks will be given to?
Oh, of course, there are those who pay homage to the king inside the chambers. Inside chambers, definitely you'll be served water. But when we say the visitors, it's not when they come to the Bojawe arena, but where they live. Some will come and spend days in the region, so they are the ones who will be fed with the water and the drinks and all that. But you, partaking in this 1 week observation, you have to go to the king. You don't go to the king empty-handed. And when we are mourning, it's only water and then drinks that are accepted. No food is accepted, so we don't even eat at Bojawe. Okay, that's the first place.
Okay, in the normal settings right now, when there's a 1 week observation or celebration, we know that people giving somebody. Today being the 1 week observation of the Queen, would somebody be giving? I remember that of Ifya Kobi Sewampim, at her time. I remember that something like that happened.
Of course. So usually with 1 week for the Ashantis, it's only water and drinks that are accepted by those who want to convert the water and the drinks into money. So that one is accepted.
Okay. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about the passing, of the Queen Mother. Does it bring community togetherness? What role does it play in terms of strengthening social, bonds with the passing? Because again, if you go onto social media and other platforms, you get to realize that people are coming together to plan the 1 week celebration and observation and all that. So in her passing, what does it do to the community and of course the society at large?
It's a big festive season for Ashantis. Funerals are also festivals, are regarded as festivals for Ashantis, and it's also a way to display our culture to the outside world. And when we do this, we come together to display the culture. We don't do the display in isolation. So you see people coming together, and this is the period that you see Asantehemaa united for one cause, and that is the fact that we have lost the mother of all mothers in the Ashanti Kingdom. So we should expect to see people, and this is the moment where people whom you even think that should be far away from the royal family taking part in the whole celebration and the observation. So you should expect people, event organizers, also taking advantage to also cash in as well, because you see them play these funeral songs. They're just all over in every corner, every street. So definitely it's a moment of togetherness, and for us, we think that when these things happen, it brings all of us together to mourn the passing of the Asantehemaa. Don't forget that the Asantehemaa and the Asantehemaa stool is embodiment of all the spirits in the Ashanti region. So if you have the second most powerful person, passing away, and we have to observe the 1 week, it means that all of us will have to come together. Even the traditional leaders, the paramount chiefs, will have to help their people around them to also be part of this whole observation. So nobody will be left on, as we move along to observe the 1 week. Everybody will be on board.
So with the 1 week happening today, will there be an announcement as to when the funeral and burial, let's say, will take place?
Unfortunately, we will not have the funeral any time soon. We only have the Dr. The funeral will be held once a successor has been selected to lead the church. All these things all these processes are not the funeral, but they are part of the mourning processes. So the funeral will be after the next Asantehemaa has been selected.
Normally, how long does it take for a next Asantehemaa to be selected, chosen, and stooled, so that she then will come and do the funeral rites? Then, how long does it normally take?
It doesn't take longer time. It doesn't take a longer period, because if you remember the story of the late Nanefia Kobisa Wampim, how long did it take for the Asantehene to take a decision, and then the kingmakers to also come together? It doesn't take a long period, because the moment you allow the stool to be vacant, you also deprive the king of this wise counsel. The queen mother has to be with the king, so that every now and then he receive these wise counsels. Yeah.
Why should people take interest in what's going to happen today?
It's interesting to follow the events at Menchia Palace, because this is the third time we've had a queen mother named Nana Konadu Yiadom. We've had 3 of them. The first one was the 4th occupant of the Asantehemaa stool, Nana Konadu Yiadom. The first, that was between 1768 and then 1809, who reigned for 41 years. And then we had a second, Nana Konadu Yiadom. Interestingly, this Konadu Yiadom is the only person to have reigned under one king. The first Konadu Yiadom reigned under Osei Kwame, and then Opoku Fofi, and Osei Sibebonso. So 3 kings. And then the second, Nana Konadu Yiadom, 1917 to 1945. She reigned for 28 years. She served 2 kings, Ajimai Prempeh the first, and then Osei Ajimai Prempeh the second. But unfortunately, we had Nana Konadu Yiadom the third serving under the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei the second
for 8 years.
For 8 years, her biological brother.
Now, tell me this. I raised this issue, lightly earlier, that it looks as if the queen mothers live very long. So if you look at what you just, for example, narrated, Konadu Yiadom the first, she reigned for like 41 years.
41 years.
This one, unfortunately, she reigned for only 8 years. Only that she was installed at the age of 90. What is the secret, if there is any, as to why they live for so long?
It's not only queen mothers, but the kings as well. Even in our localities, our paramount chiefs, they do also live long. Growing up, being closer to my forefathers, my grannies and my grandparents, I was told this traditional method that you have to, there are processes that you go through, and traditionally you are fortified to live longer. And beyond that, yes, apart from these rites that you go through, you are also taught to take good care of your feeding. So you don't eat in by heart. Let me use that word. It's not everything that you see on the streets that you eat. There are meals specifically prepared for our kings and the queen mothers. So when you are a royal, you are taken through all these education, and then you are taught how to live a healthy life, so you can live a longer life. So David, it's not just by chance. If you follow all the Asantehenes, if you follow all the Amanhenes, and you follow the Asantehemaa, the story is that they all live longer. But like I mentioned, the traditional way of doing it, apart from the good meals that you eat, I was told you have to swallow something.
Yes, as
for that one,
I don't know about it.
Yes,
he is Ashanti. If he says it, fine. But look at the same friend. Someone quite here Bisano. My friend also challenged me. Offer say me ticket to Mefro.
Yes. So beyond that stone, beyond that pebble, it's not something that is so common.
So there's a pebble that is swallow.
And what I mean is that those processes, the traditional processes you go through to preserve your life and live a longer life, it takes a very long time for you to go through that process. But it's not reserved. It's only reserved for the kings and then the royals who will have to be ushered into doing this. But in the most basic thing is that you take care of your life. It's not every life that you indulge in. It's very, very key.
Now, like we've already told you on Adam TV and of course the multi TV channels, we'll bring to you